This week, on the 30th of September, we made a start to our winter wheat drilling in ideal conditions. Good morning, it's Tuesday the 30th of September and we're just out in a field of summer cover crop rape mix. As you can see, it's come up very consistently now, so we have had a digestate application over this and it's responded well. Elsewhere on the farm, Jack has made a start on winter wheat drilling, so let's cut to some footage of that and see how he's getting on. So we've had a dig and we've got them here at about it's just over an inch, so we've pushed it down a bit deeper. So my father is out with me today, and one of the things that he's really pleased about is that looking down the rows, you can see that there's no breaking consistency. It's really a good plant population, and this is probably the thinnest bit of the field. As we pan around, there's a bit of a lighter patch there. But we are getting consistent crop all the way through, including very fast pheasant and dog. So elsewhere in the field, this is the line where we stopped, the combining stopped, came down and stopped here, and this is where we were forced to top the field. As you can see, topped, combined, so not very much difference, although interesting in this patch here you can see a lot of black grass. Just to reiterate, we're not too concerned about black grass in this particular field because we haven't really moved it very much. The claydon just came in, lead tine was in the ground, but we just blew the seed on the top, so not much soil disturbance. Was then rolled, so had plenty of time to settle. So we've got very little soil movement, so we're hoping that the efficacy of the curb is improved. We are having a bit of a struggle with how to control the creeping thistle so that it doesn't get too big, contrary to what I said earlier in a previous video. Clearfield isn't that good on creeping thistle, so that is a little bit of an issue, but overall very pleased with this. Got a good mix, plenty of vetch, phacelia, linseed, obviously the rape mustard charlock combination, don't really know where we stand with that, as far as until we spray the clear field out we won't know which is which, so we don't really know how well distributed our rape is across the field. We obviously took steps at drilling to mix it on a per bag basis and only put it in the drill a bag at a time to try and minimize settlage, but we won't actually know that until the spring. In a video a couple of weeks ago, I pointed out there was a patch in the middle of the field whereby the rape had established well, and this is it. As you can see, sort of normal this side. As you go this way, these plants are absolutely motoring around here. Now I think either this is a charlock or a mustard. It's got that sort of waxy look, whereas I would say that this is more of a rape here, but they're big old plants. Some of them coming into flower. It's definitely a mustard, these two are. So we won't actually know what we've got until the spring. But it just shows you this is sort of the plant size we could be looking at if we'd received more rainfall in August. So they're pretty well established, and just for those of you who are worried that we got too much mustard in the mix, we did take a standard cover crop and reduce the mustard in order that we didn't overpower the rape. So that's one consideration we did take into account when planning this cover crop rape mix. So this is the bean field post wheat, which we were struggling with last week. It's only been rolled, and so they did try and harrow it after the rolling, but that wasn't successful. So I've just decided we're going to roll it a second time at 45 degrees to try and key in the straw in order that we could possibly try a harrow. So this is what it looks like afterwards. It was rolled at a slight angle to the direction of drilling, and these bits here, this would be a classic where it's pulled a lot of it out, and as you can see it's still pretty level. We have got trash on the top. It's like this. There's a good example here. Still got bits like this which are quite significant. So it's not quite ideal. I don't think this trash would flow through a harrow, but it might flow through the rake. A bit of a conundrum. But in addition, as you're walking across, where the coulter's been of the Claydon is actually still really soft, and so we think it might be quite easy for the crows to dig the seed out. So if we say that the first pass with the rolls squished the soil back into the coulter run, our hope is that the second pass with the rolls will consolidate it. Morning everybody, Wednesday the 1st of October, so white rabbits or whatever we need to say. Behind me is the field that Jack drilled yesterday, so it's gone into Palladium winter wheat. We came back in the afternoon and rolled it. Interestingly, the field next door, which was planted late afternoon, we tried to roll it about 6 o'clock and it was actually too moist. It was sticking to the roll, so we're coming back and doing that this morning. But, and as you saw from the footage in the rape, it was a beautiful day yesterday, shirt sleeves, but I've come out to have a look at this to see if we should harrow it. And I think I found a new proxy for judging harrow quality. So we empower each of our tractor drivers to tell the next one what operations are required. Operators come from different farms, so it makes it a little bit tricky. Not everybody knows what's going on, so they have to have good, clear lines of communication. Now, this was the first field we drilled in a sequence, and actually we adjusted the drill afterwards to make it a bit deeper. But as you can see, you are getting these furrow marks here, and I'm not going to dig around because it's quite difficult after the rolls have been in. But in essence, The seed is mostly in the channel. It's not ideal, but it's mostly there. The point I wanted to make is these coulter divots here and here, I think I'm going to use those as a proxy. So if you can see the coulter lines, the coverage is not sufficient. What I want to see is a level finish where you can't see the dips in the coulters. You can't see marks like this and like this. So I am going to get them to come out and harrow this at an angle and get all of these filled in, and then we'll roll it again. So this is before, and as you can see we've got these little channels here, like little channel here, and then afterwards you can see it's all moved across, maybe a little bit here where it's obviously picking up a little bit, but it's very even. I tell you what, it walks beautifully. Wednesday the 1st of October, and as you can see Sam's just in the background here. He's just gone past me. Drizzle all morning, and interestingly you can see it just sticking to the rolls, all quite marginal, only just going. So I talked about it this morning, but here you can see there are still open slots, and we've made the decision to come back and harrow this. And interestingly, you can see this is a high clay soil, but it's almost got like a grainy, sandy feel to it. But I can tell you there's no sand in this soil, but it's very friable. So quite an interesting seed on the top. So this is what we're hoping. Come through with a harrow, knock him into the slot. That's what we're hoping. And in fact, it's something that I discussed with Jack this morning, that it's very easy in these moist soils to think that it's soft, but actually we're still feeling the effects of the dry summer, and actually our soil's pretty hard. The field that Jack is drilling today, again after beans, looked incredibly hard when I dropped the seed wagon off this morning, and we had a chat about taking the last spacer out of the moor in order to provide extra downforce in order to penetrate. So even though it is moist, it's not soft. And building on that, we large rain event is forecast for Friday, so we're talking about tweaking our schedule a little bit to ensure that some difficult land is taken care of before the rain. More to follow. Thanks to a great team effort, we managed to roll, harrow and roll all of our land that we'd managed to drill before the rain, and we received 8 millimeters of rain on Friday morning.